Hello and welcome to students from Fragrant Nonsense Academy. I'm Timothy W.A. Thompson, Professor of Modern Social Literature. This term, many of my students have been asking me about Shakespeare, and in particular, the line, but soft, what light through yonder window breaks, from the iconic play Romeo and Juliet. So not being a hero or a Shakespeare. It's a song. I'm no expert, so I've been joined here today by three experts. So first of all, we have a Member of Parliament, Ms. Genevieve Toffee Applefruit, who is the founder member of the Political Ordnance of Shakespeare Honours Party. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello. We're also joined by another world-renowned expert, Crispin Turnip, from the National Order of Bard Supporters. Welcome, Mr. Turnip. And finally, self-confessed activist Alex Snappish, who is a prominent member of the, excuse me just one moment, it is the Society Advocating for Seeing Advanced Relevant Technologies. Just a little bit of a mouthful. So first of all, we begin with my right honourable friend, Ms. Toffee Applefruit. What does the line, but soft, what light through yonder window breaks, actually mean, Miss Toffee Applefruit?
I'm so glad you asked that question. A question that's been troubling Shakespeare scholars for centuries, and one that my party has been thoroughly investigating. I'm pleased to tell you that I'm in a position to give your students a definitive answer.
Okay, so in particular, the line, but soft, what does that mean?
Soft means so many things, but it doesn't. It's literal, but metaphorical. It's not soft, but hard. It's whimsical, but serious. It's in the past, but it could be in the future, but probably not.
Politicians answer.
Okay, Miss Snappish, you'll get your turn a little bit later on. So can we please, but in all seriousness though, it doesn't really answer the question, does it?
Yes, it does. It was perfectly clear. My constituents are the people I represent, and they wouldn't have voted me in were I not a truth teller and straight talker.
Yes, but it still doesn't really answer the question.
Well, in true Shakespearean style, an answer by any other name is still an answer to the question.
But it's really not. It's not answering the question.
To answer or not to answer, that is the question.
Okay, so I think we should move on. So let's bring in Crispin Turnip here. So Mr. Turnip, many consider the rising Easter sun to represent Juliet outshining all before her through the window. Is that how you see it?
Not really, no. Frankly, this is tish, pish and nonsense. My opinion, which has gained much support from the new knobs, our younger age group that is that Romeo is the sun, Juliet is the window, and the entire passage, auntie, is wholly based around sex. Those first words, but soft. Well, I think it's fairly obvious that most men have that as a starting point, don't they? And so Romeo, as the rising monkeys, eastern sun, emerges at dawn. But trust me, it isn't very long before it's a good solid 10 to 10. And then, in all his glory, he stands before Juliet, who is represented by the window, pure and clean, but close to his advances. Romeo, although fully risen, teacher, and dearly wishing to penetrate a single glazing, resists the temptation to simply smash her panes in and hopes that he might just poke a few rays through if she leaves a latch open. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's certainly an interesting way of looking at things, certainly.
Perverted, more like.
Okay, Miss Snappish, you will get your turn. In fact, we'll come to you right now. So, Alex, in particular, what does the line, "But soft, what light through yonder window breaks," actually mean?
Well, it's obvious that Shakespeare was ahead of his time. He foresaw how things were going to be. This line clearly represents the fact that Romeo was holding a mobile phone, but soft is the fact that it vibrates instead of using a ringtone. And the light shining through the window is the phone screen lighting up as a result of a call.
Okay, interesting, but I think that's highly unlikely. I mean, Shakespeare, he died in 1616, some 400 years before mobile phones came to prominence.
Yes, after poppycock.
Here, here.
Order.
I'll prove it again, shall I? In the very next two lines, it is the east and Juliet is the sun. Rise, fair sun, and kill thy envious moon. It's obviously a reference to Tinder.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Swipe left, swipe right, they're the sun and the moon. Romeo saw Juliet as the sun, so he swiped to accept her.
He certainly accepted her, all right.
Here, here.
Order, I will have order. Miss Snappish.
Yeah, let me speak. Later on in the passage, she speaks and yet she says nothing. It's the internet again. Juliet types, but she doesn't physically speak. It's almost as if she's been gagged by the internet.
Monkeys.
This passage alone clearly foresaw people falling in love online, and the war between the Montagues and the Capulets is just a literal representation of online trolls.
Okay, I think we'll leave it there. Fart's representation certainly is tuneful, to say the least.
No, excuse me. I don't think so.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us today. That's all we have time for. Thank you to our guests who have given us some rather non-committal, risque, and wacky ideas, to say the least. Goodbye. Honestly, where did you get these bloody nutters from?